is intimidated that she's very successful and very well educated.
Rohini?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so she was last winter. We went to see, how was it? The Kilimanjaro, the woman guide. So has like 3 adult daughters, and she's like early 40s, and has hiked 7 or 8 times up Kilimanjaro and led hikes. And
oh, this was the documentary?
no, this was in person.
Oh.
At the Museum of Science.
Ah.
Yeah. And so we were basically talking about is it good or is it bad to have lots of people interested in hiking?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, it can be good. A lot of people are interested, and therefore there's going to be more money put into preserving national parks. But the bad is that it becomes like a super highway. And so she gave the example of how previously it was a nice, clean, pristine area and few people disturbed it. And so it was really something remarkable to actually hike Kilimanjaro. And then she was talking about how like there's now so much effluence. There's so much crap from base camp, so much trash. They actually have porters who have these giant, like 10-gallon drums just full of shit from all the people that are climbing there. And so like that's basically become an industry of like a shit hauler.
Right.
And you're basically carrying all this shit from base camp down to the bottom of the mountain to get rid of it. And there's so much trash. Because if you go there expecting like a pristine area, it's going to look like an inner-city dump.
Right.
And or like waste site. And you're just be like,
Yeah,
wow, this is awful.
You just need the right balance, which is what do you do to not have it get destroyed?
Right. And then on top of that, it used to be that it was like a personal challenge to hike up the mountain. And so here you are hiking in Nepal, and you're trying to get up the mountain, and they say, we got to left or right? Craig's Quarter. And we are here. So are we taking a left and then a left and down, or what are we doing?
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Okay.
And then I don't know if we want to do some other loop before we hit to the Yord.
I think so, yeah.
Well, I think we're doing a pretty good pace.
We're doing a very good pace, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we started out here, and then we're at the Yort.
Yeah.
And then we're here now, and it's like we got 2 hours, and we've did this like slow motion,
So he said we have like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, so why don't we do this, and because I don't know where this goes.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And then we'll do this, and then we'll check our time when we get like here, and then maybe do the circle and then out.
Yeah, it's just we were here and we saw that it was the not so pretty terrain. So I don't know if the blueberry
No, blueberry I saw on the way, and it looked undisturbed. So we should definitely do blueberry instead.
So let's do that then, and then figure out how we do, and then we'll decide.
Yes.
Or we could just hang out a little bit.
So yeah, so up, and then blueberry, and then Yort.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, and so yeah, hiking in Nepal. Everybody like wants to be there, but yeah, it's definitely taking its toll. And then, so one of the problems, because everybody wants to consider themselves like have made this great challenge, is that
now it's not a great challenge anymore.
Now it's not a great challenge anymore, because you have, and they were saying, what's happened is they will. Previously, it was you were supposed to get yourself physical and stay at base camp for like a month and then spend like a month hiking. Now people want to go and try to do it in a weekend. Yeah. And it's not what it was intended for. And so one of the things they do is they have, what is it? So oxygen is an industry.
Ah.
So previously, you were supposed to acclimate and slowly go up, acclimating each time and becoming more familiar. And but what ended up happening is that now instead they just bring tons of oxygen tanks and they just keep it like adrenaline.
Huh.
Just keep punching you in the chest with the oxygen tanks. And see, that was so quick. It was just like, so we've basically just gone and done this.
So we're going down now.
Yeah. If we had more time, we would do this, but
Yeah, that looks like a pretty big loop.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. And this looks much better than this here, because it looks like what we were previously on. But yeah. So here you are thinking, oh yeah, personal challenge, personal accomplishment, personal best.
Oh, this side?
Yeah, I think so. And but you know, so what they do is they just have tons of oxygen tanks, and instead of you acclimating, yeah, so instead they just anytime you start getting lightheaded, instead of having you acclimate, they just give you another oxygen tank and say, here, suck on this. And you're like, and so it's not healthy. And then what ends up happening is that they have so many oxygen tanks that are up there. There's actually an industry, and so it's become, just like there's become a profession being a poop hauler and just carrying poop down the mountain all the time. There's also another one of accumulating oxygen tanks. So there's oxygen tanks littering the whole mountain. And so people will get money for first. Oh, so, and a lot of people don't want to go to Nepal and hike the mountain just for the sake of it. You know, they don't want to say, oh, I almost got to the top. They want to say, I summited.
Right.
You know, look at me, I'm awesome.
All the way there.
And so what they do is they say, instead of acclimating, they say, here, oxygen tank, one after another. And so basically you're sucking oxygen the whole way up. And they're leaving tank after tank just on the side of the path and polluting the whole place. And then, so while that's happening, they also, so they get, and why they're doing it is because they get an extra bonus if a customer summits. Yeah. You know, so they get like sort of like a base pay, but they get a huge commission if someone summits. And so they're really pushing to make their commission and to hit their sales goal. And so I'm like, what? Yeah. And so now, so you have that, people pushing to get the people to the top to get that commission. And then second, you have, so now they have this program to say, hey, we'll pay you money to take the oxygen tanks off the mountain. And for each tank you bring down, we'll give you more money. And so say, oh, well, great, we'll use more tanks.
Yeah.
That's supply and demand, you know. It's like, oh, well, we didn't have much tanks up there now. We're running out of tanks. Well, use more tanks.